Okay, when we do the chain rule, let's say if I want to differentiate that one, d over dx of the box and box to the power n. How do we do that one? The rule we've been using is this. The power comes out, I'm using black color. The power comes out, whatever is in the box, reduce the power by -1. But one other thing, the very important one, do a differentiation of the box. This rule is called the chain rule. Now, let me show you how this rule actually works. The example of this rule. For example, let's say I got, let's say it's x. So s equals t minus 2 to the power of, let's say, let's do power q. Yeah, just for the sake of it. Now, I want to differentiate it. So I'm going to differentiate now with respect to t, because the variable is t. So that will become a ds over dt. On this side, it's going to be d over dt. And this thing becomes a t minus 2 cubed. I will do the chain rule, and this is my box. Okay. So to do the chain rule, the way it's going to work is that way. 3 comes out, reduce the power of the box, which is t minus 2 by 1. So that is 3 minus 1, and then also do d over dt of the box. The box is t minus 2. Okay, I'm still going to put the box around that one, so you know this is the box and this is the box. Okay, so this thing becomes a 3, and that becomes a t minus 2 to the power 2. When I differentiate that one, you know how it works. It will be d over dt of the t minus d over dt of the 2. So that will be just 1 will be the answer. Yeah, 1 minus 0. I'm doing the steps. You don't have to do these steps. The 3 is here, and that becomes a t minus 2 square. 3 t minus 2 square, and that's just the 1. I don't have to write the 1. So this is your answer. Okay. Now let's say we got a question. Y equal x squared minus 5x bracket to the power 3 over 4. If the power was 2, I could open that one. Even if the power was cube, I could. But now it's 3 over 4, which I cannot. So I have to use the chain rule. To start with the chain rule, the first thing, let me do that one here. I'll write the question here. Now let's differentiate with respect to x. So that becomes a dy over dx equals d over dx of x squared minus 5x to the power of 3 over, that's 3 over 4. So now this is the box. This is the box. So according to this chain rule, the power comes out. Power is 3 over 4. Yeah. And then reduce the power of the box by -1. So x squared minus 5x. This is my box. 3 over 4 minus 1. And then I need to do is d over dx of the box. So which is x squared minus 5x. Now let me just put the box in the blue. So here this was the box. And here this is the box. Okay. Now let's solve the first one. I have 3/4 as it is. This will become x squared minus 5x. 3/4 minus 1 is how much?
Minus 1/4.
Minus 1/4. Thank you. Now I need to differentiate this bit. Now to differentiate that bit, I need to actually, let me put the boundaries here. The boundaries here. When I differentiate that one, this is going to be d/dx of the x squared minus d/dx of the 5x. So you know that will become, let's write this one first. 3/4 x squared minus 5x minus 1/4. And that will become, let me put the boundaries, the red one. That will become a 2x. You know that one. That becomes just a 2x. 2 comes out, use the power by -1, that's it. And d/dx of 5x is just a 5. Yeah. So I'm kind of skipping the step here. Yeah. If you want to write that way, that's fine. Or if you want, you can just write that way as well. 3/4. I put that one 2x minus 5, and I put x squared minus 5x to minus 1/4. You can write that way as well. Or if you want, there's another way of writing it. It's this. 3 bracket 2x minus 5/4. There's a minus 1/4. If you bring it down, that becomes a positive 1/4. So you can write that way as well. So there are multiple ways of writing this one down. Okay. Let's say we got these 3 questions. Question number 7 on the worksheet B. So question A is 7A is y equals to that. So we have a look at this bit. So let's have a look at first question then. We have y equals root x, and then I got x minus 4. First thing is this thing. We need to actually get that one sorted. This is x to the power half, because square root is x to the power half. X minus 4. I haven't started differentiating yet. I'm simplifying it first. Now you need to multiply inside. This is 1. So when you multiply x to the half with that one, that becomes the x to the, you can write 1.5. It's 1 plus half. And then 4 times that is 4. X to the half. You can write that way. If you further want to simplify, that you can write x 1.5 minus that will become 4x to the 0.5. Yeah, it's easy. You can write that way. Decimals is much easier. Now after that, you need to differentiate it with respect to y. No, sorry, with respect to x. So I got dy over dx equals to d/dx of x to the power 1.5 minus 4x to the power 0.5. When I do that, I need to do d/dx of x to the power 1.5 minus d/dx of 4x to the power 0.5. Okay. When I multiply that one, 1.5 goes out. Reduce the power by -1. When I do this, the 4 comes already out, and I only have to do d/dx of x to the power 0.5. This becomes 1.5. X to the 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. Minus the 4 is already there. Power out, power is 0.5. Power comes out, and then you need to reduce the power by 1. x 0.5 minus 1. So that will be 1.5 x 0.5 to the power 0.5. 4 times 0.5 is just a 2. And that is x to the power minus 0.5. You can write that way, or you can write this way.
Can't see that on the video, the way you're writing that.
Okay, yes. Minus 2 over, let me write that one. 2 over, you can write that way. Yeah, so up to you how you want. This is 2 over square root x, because that's minus, so it has to come down. And this is your dy over dx. When you got this question, the first thing you need to do is you need to simplify before you actually start to differentiate. At the bottom, there is an x squared. You need to divide everything with an x squared. So that will become y equal 4x cubed over x squared plus x over x squared. So that will become 4x. Yeah, the way to work is like this: 3 minus 2. Yeah, you move that 2 up and minus. And this is, there's a 1 here, invisible 1. When there's nothing, it's 1. Yes. So you got x, and then you do 1 minus 2. So that will become 4x to the 1, okay, plus x to the minus x. Yeah. Now you can actually differentiate it, and this is your y. Now you differentiate. Now you're going to differentiate with respect to x. Now to do that one, you're going to do dy over dx equals d over dx of 4x to the power 1 plus x to the power minus 1. Now the way it's going to work is this: differentiation d over dx of 4x plus d over dx of x to the power minus 1. You know that one. Differentiation d over dx of 4x is just 4. D over dx of 7x is just 7. So you can write that one straight away, 4. And this one, the way it works is power comes out. Now remember, the power is minus 1. So minus 1 comes out. Reduce the power by minus 1. Minus 1, minus 1. Minus 1 is 2. 4 plus and minus is a minus. X minus 1 is minus 2. So this is your answer. Okay, to simplify that one, first thing you need to know is this is a y. The top is as it is, 8x plus x cubed, and that becomes a 4. This is square root of x. Square root of x is actually x to the power of half. I'm writing half as 0.5. Now you need to divide everything by this denominator, 4x to the 0.5. So there are multiple ways of doing it. This is how I'm going to do. 8x as it is, divide this by 4x to the power 0.5 plus x cubed as it is, divided by 4x to the power 0.5. Okay, now 8 over 4, that's just a 2. And this is x, this is power 1, minus, because this is 0.5, when it goes up, minus 0.5, plus, okay, there is 1 here, so I can write that one just a 4 here, because it doesn't work. 4 is here, that is x cubed minus 0.5. So this thing will become 2x power 0.5 plus x 2.5 over 4. Now we have simplified it. Now we are going to differentiate this way. And that was our y. So instead of that y, we are going to use this y. So y equal 2x 0.5. So 2x 0.5 plus x 2.5 over 4. Now I will differentiate. Differentiate with respect to x. So that will become a dy over dx and d over dx of that bit. So I need to differentiate each of these things individually. So that will become a d over dx of 2x 0.5 plus d over dx of x 2.5 over 4. The way it's going to work is like this. The 2 comes out, and you need to do d over dx of x to the power 0.5. Let's do that one first. So 2 is here. The power comes out, which is 0.5. And then you reduce the power by minus 1. So x 0.5 minus 1. 2 times 0.1, 0.5 is just a 1. And that's x. 0.5 minus 1 is minus 0.5. So that's that part done. Now let's do the other part. The other part is 4 and its denominator. So 1 over 4. 1 over 4 comes out because that 4 is actually 1 over 4. And then you do d over dx of x to the power 2.5. Now the way it works is 1 over 4 as it is, this 1 over 4 as it is, 2.5 comes out, reduce the power by 1, 2.5 minus 1. So 1 over 4. What is 2.5 divided by 4? Yeah, so 2.5 divided by 4. Say again? 2.5 divided by 4? Anyone got answer? In fraction, in decimal?
4.6.
Yeah, 7 point?
4.625.
4 point. And give me in fraction?
4.6.
Fraction?
5 over 8.
5 over 8. Okay, if I put that one, I get 5 over 8. Yeah. So let's do that one. And that will be 2.5 minus 1 is 1.5. So you can write the answer like that. This is your dy over dx. Or you can further simplify it. Yeah. But I will keep that one as an answer. Yeah. You can also write this one because it's 0.5. You can bring it down and make it 1 over x to the power 0.5, where minus 0.5 becomes a positive. But there is no need until it's been asked. Okay, now when we have a look at double differentiation, the first differentiation is always dy over dx. The second differentiation is d square y over dx square. This dx square is on the both, but when we write only on the x. Let's say we start with the y. When we differentiate, we put the d over dx of the y. It becomes dy over dx. That's the first differentiation. The second differentiation we do like this. Dy over dx was the first differentiation. We put another d over dx. When we put that one, d and d, that becomes the d square. dx and dx, that becomes a dx whole square, like dx and whole square. But we don't write like that, whole square. Rather, we just put the square only on the x and the y as it is. So this is the second differentiation, a differential. If you see d square over dx square, that means you have to find out the second differential of an equation. Now, let's have a look at some of the questions. Okay, let's say we got a question. We have to find the first differential and the second differential. This is question 8 part 2. To start with, we need to actually differentiate with respect to x. So that will become a dy over dx. That will become a d over dx of the whole thing. 2x4 plus a 3x squared minus 9. Now I need to do individually. D over dx of 2x4 plus d over dx of 3x squared minus d over dx of 9. Okay, d over dx of 9, this constant is a 0. But to do that one, the constant comes out, you need to do d over dx of the x4. Plus 3 comes out, the constant comes out according to the rule, d over dx of x squared. Minus constant, we know it's 0. So to differentiate that one, 2 is here. Now the 4 comes out, reduce the power by 1. Okay, the 3 is here, 2 comes out, reduce the power by 1, and 0 is 2. That becomes the 8x cubed plus 6x. Now this is your first differential. Now the question is find the second part, so which is that part. So we need to find this part as well. So now we need to differentiate again. We differentiate that bit again. When we differentiate the other bit, that becomes a d square y over dx square. And on this side, it becomes d over dx of 8x cubed plus a 6x. Now, as we normally differentiate, so that becomes a d over dx of 8x cubed plus d over dx of 6x. You know, d over dx of 6x is just a 6. So I just put that one first. Now that part, the 8 comes out, and d over dx of the x cubed. To do that one, 8 is there, the power comes out, reduce the power by minus 1. That will be 8 times 3, 24, x squared plus 6. And this is your second differential. That's your answer. Okay, let's have a look at this question. Question 8f. Y equals 6x to the power half. Rather calling it half, I'm going to call it 0.5. Same thing. So let's drop that one and put 0.5. Now I need to differentiate. Question is differentiate and differentiate again. So now first differentiation, I do differentiate with respect to x. That will become a dy over dx, d over dx of 6x 0.5 minus x minus 1, which will give me d over dx of 6x 0.5 minus d over dx of x minus 1. That minus is that minus. I copied that one. I haven't differentiated it yet. So 6 comes out, and I need to differentiate d over dx of x 0.5 minus. When I differentiate that one, what happened? Minus 1 comes out, so minus is already there. Minus 1 comes out, reduce the power by minus 1. Okay. Now let's do that one. 6 is here, minus 0.5 comes out, or no, positive 0.5 comes out, so 0.5, and reduce the power by minus 1. This minus and minus becomes a positive, and that becomes a x. Minus 1 is minus 2. 6 times 0.5 is 3. That's x. 0.5 minus 1 is minus 0.5. Plus, this is my first differentiation. So that's my dy over dx done. Now I need to differentiate that thing again. So if I differentiate that thing again with respect to x, that will become a d square y over dx square equals d over dx of that bit, whatever I got. 3x minus 0.5 plus x minus 2. Now I'm going to use the same technique. D over dx of 3x minus 0.5 plus d over dx of x minus 2. Okay, the way it's going to work is this. 3 comes out, d over dx of x minus 0.5. On here, plus is there. Minus 2 comes out, and reduce the power of x by minus 1. So this thing becomes 3 is here. Minus 0.5 comes out. Now remember, this is multiplying.
Should that all be minus 1.5?
Which one? This one?
Go back to the last one at the bottom. 3x.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's half minus 1. It's negative half. Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
it's all right. Okay, so thank you anyway. Okay, so you got this bit. Now minus 0.5. Now x reduce the power by minus 1. So minus 0.5 minus 1. That becomes a plus minus is a minus 2x minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. Okay, 3 times negative half minus 1.5. Thank you. Okay, now here, this will become minus 1.5 because minus half and minus 1 is minus 1.5. That one. So x minus 1.5. Yeah, and minus 2x minus 3. This is your answer. You can write it that way. You can further simplify it, but there are no extra marks for further simplifying until it's been asked. That's your answer.